Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracy McCain.
I'm Caitlin Nucla. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. A lot to talk about, especially that Amazon strike.
Yeah.
Are you going to get your presents on time?
I know everybody's wondering that.
Yes. First, though, let's say hello to meteorologist Scott Gagliardi for a check on your first alert forecast.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Scott.
Good thing I ordered yours early.
I was going to say I was going to order yours today, though. So I don't have it yet.
Classic.
Man,
Classic excuse.
My dog ate my homework.
Yeah.
Waiting for payday,
They
man.
went on
It's
strike.
tough.
Yeah, okay. No, I get it.
But I really hope. I mean, it shouldn't really affect everybody, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger's going to break that down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll break down the
Stay
weather.
tuned.
Okay.
Well, stay tuned. Yeah. If you're looking for the weather story of the day, it will be cooler temperatures, a bit of a breeze. And over the next couple of days, we're talking some festive snow showers. And then by Sunday, all bets are off. It will get very, very cold. We've issued a first alert weather day. Talk about that in a minute. Mystic right now. Notice on the top of the roof here, some of this water. We had about a ½ of an inch of rainfall up in the Hartford area from yesterday. And as much as the temperatures, they're still well above average, the 30s and 40s. Notice up through Salisbury, 33. We had a report from Jeff in Staffordville down to 31. So there could be a very few slick spots, some black ice in some spots. It's the typical colder ones. Valley locations and everybody else are doing just fine. Temperatures, though, they're actually up 5 to near 15 degrees warmer right now than they were this time yesterday. And the wind gusts, they're right now 5 to 10 sustained out of the north and west. They'll pick up later on this afternoon into that 20 to even 30 mile per hour range in terms of a wind gust. Now, as far as what we had yesterday, we have this rain is exiting east. Skies are clearing. It's going to be a nice day, a very seasonable day. We have a few snow showers tomorrow and on Saturday, and then that big chill for Sunday. I'll have the latest on all that coming up in just a few minutes. Good morning, Kate.
Hey, good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. 7:02 here on your Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us on The Wax. If you're getting ready to head out the door here, heading to work, bringing the kids to school, maybe heading out the door to grab coffee or breakfast, majority of the state actually nice and quiet. No crashes, no major incidents, no construction. Daytime work picks up between about 8:30 and 9 o'clock. We are starting to see some real brief delays. You can see live look here in Hartford, 91 north and southbound lane. You can see that traffic is merging onto 84. But look at this in Middletown along Route 9. Here is a live look in West Hartford and in Meriden. Some damp roads still out there across the state because of the rain that moved through last night. So just make sure that you might need the a windshield wiper here and there with that spray coming up from vehicles. But other than that, maybe some slick spots that we're hearing. Staffordville was reporting some ice and some black ice out there. So again, just give yourself some time depending on where you're traveling here this morning. But a live look here at your drive times now. An hour-and-a-half ride, 95 southbound New Haven to the George Washington Bridge. The Parkway also backing up. Rest of the state, though, as you can see, is moving along very well. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Get to some breaking news right now in Portland that we're following for you.
Yeah, the town now remembering an off-duty firefighter killed after being hit by a truck.
This happened right on Main Street, just steps away from the police department. And that's where we find your reporter, Olivia Schuler.
Olivia, we've learned the man's identity. What more can you tell us?
Caitlin and Tracy, the Portland Police Department confirmed to us that the victim is 58-year-old Sean Manning. He was walking across the street here. This is Main Street at about 6:30 last night when he was hit by a car. This morning, you can see that the scene here has completely cleared. Police tells Manning was coming from a meeting when he was hit. He was transferred to Middlesex Memorial Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The man who struck Manning did stay on scene and is cooperating with police. According to the town's website, Manning was a lifelong resident and a member of the volunteer fire department since 1984.
Yeah, it's tough for the Portland community. You know, he's a fireman, board of selectmen. It's tough for the whole community.
This morning, we know that grief counselors are going to be available at the fire department as well as town offices. Our hearts this morning go out to the Manning family as well as the rest of the town of Portland. We're your reporter in Portland, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Developing news in Westbrook this morning. Police identifying the man killed in a crash as Michael Sutla of Clinton.
Police say 2 cars collided near Hammock Road, not far from Bill's Seafood. One other person suffered minor injuries. Officials are now investigating the cause of the crash. Well, this morning, one person is recovering in a hospital after their car went into the Connecticut River in Cromwell. Police tell us they found the driver walking around on River Road when they arrived at the scene. That person suffered minor injuries. Crews eventually pulling that vehicle from the water, and they're investigating right now how it got there.
All right, I got to jump in here from the first alert desk because we just got live pictures. Oh, we don't actually have those live pictures. Okay, but workers at 7 Amazon facilities across the country just walked off the job site earlier this morning. Now Amazon leaders say that the work stop, they insist, will not impact your holiday deliveries, but it certainly is a mess. Members of the Teamsters Union in 4 different states are on strike right now after they claim Amazon ignored their demand for a new contract earlier this month. Amazon leaders say the Teamsters Union, quote, continues to mislead the public. So obviously, neither side is backing down, and this dispute could impact your deliveries. But again, probably not until after Christmas. Live at the first alert desk, I'm Roger, Suzanne, and Caitlin.
All right, Roger, thank you. Well, happening today, state police adding more patrols to schools in the northwest corner of the state after concerns about a threat. It was found written somewhere in New Hartford, and it referenced today's date, but didn't mention a specific location. Extra troopers are going to be at all the schools today, and police say there's no actual threat to the public. Some new details this morning on a major security breach and the death of a man found squatting inside of one of the state's busiest hospitals.
Multiple Yale New Haven employees, hospital employees, sharing this poster that allegedly went up earlier in the fall by employees. It's warned staff about a potential squatter inside patient care units. They tell us administrators took the posters down. Anonymous staffers we spoke with say he would put on employee clothing to blend in and take food out of break rooms.
Police identified the man found dead in an office as Hassau Powell. He was supposed to be in police custody because a judge actually ordered his arrest last month following similar accusations at a business in Stamford last summer. The hospital says staff and patients were never at risk, but we are asking Yale New Haven Hospital and police for more information. We'll bring you those answers when we get them.
A new report is raising serious concerns about questionable spending of taxpayer and tuition money by staff at Connecticut state colleges and universities.
Now, this follows the release of a financial audit by the state's comptroller. Your reporter, Marcy Jones, has more from the state capitol.
If you've never heard of a P card before, it's really at the center of this investigation. It's a state-issued credit card that's given to some select university leadership and as well as their staff members. Now, let's break down some of the controversial charges that were found throughout the comptroller's report. At the request of Governor Ned Lamont, the state comptroller has spent the last 2 months combing through financial records by Connecticut state colleges and universities. The audit shows taxpayer and student tuition dollars was used for hotels, chauffeurs, lavish meals, and dry cleaning bills. Post-review comptroller Sean Scanlon has made 10 recommendations. He hopes they'll be adopted during the legislative session at the beginning of the new year. The #1 recommendation is to reinstate the internal audit function, a unit that CSCU previously eliminated.
He spent about $19,000 in the period of 3 fiscal years that we looked at on meals. Despite having a state vehicle on 3 occasions, he paid for a car service.
Now, CSCU Chancellor Chang has released a statement saying, in part, we are reviewing the recommendations and findings from the comptroller's office and are committed to implementing stronger controls, policies, and comprehensive training. Now, some lawmakers are actually calling for the termination of Chancellor Chang. Your reporter in Hartford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Some developing news we're following this morning. A bipartisan bill meant to prevent a looming government shutdown is falling apart.
It comes after opposition to the bill from President-elect Donald Trump. Elon Musk now declaring the bill dead on social media. So if passed, the bill would have funded the government through March. It included the following add-ons: $100 billion in disaster relief and $10 billion in aid for farmers.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is now having to renegotiate all of this with House Republicans. If no bill passes, the government could shut down as early as tomorrow.
Connecticut State Representative John Larson responded to this by saying, quote, if Republicans back out of a good faith deal, they're leaving families to suffer. By bowing down to a billionaire, they have made the decision to act as puppets in the process instead of duly elected representatives.
And the time right now, 7:10 on your Thursday morning. We have all the rainfall from yesterday has moved out. With all that's remaining, a line of clouds making its way away from Connecticut. A live look outside, you'll see it in New London. Our iCam here facing off towards the east. Temperature 39 degrees with that wind out of the northwest at 16. First alert radar scanning the state completely dry. Temperatures, they're cooling pretty quickly. We have 40 though from Windsor Locks down through Meriden, 42 in New Haven, a bit cooler in the hill towns, so could have a few slick spots. Not a huge deal, but just take it slow in those areas. Wind speeds out of the north and west, 5 to 10. They'll be increasing later on this afternoon. Wind gusts inland, 20 to 26. Could have a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust along the shoreline, but these winds will translate later this weekend into dangerously cold wind chills. Check out Sunday in that extreme category. We have issued a first alert weather day. I'll go into much more detail about this, as well as some snow showers along the way. All that coming up with your full first alert forecast.
Think about July.